Hey, I'm Lenny.
And I'm Gavin, and together we're known as Short Attention Spa.
You're listening to our new dailyish podcast, Comedians Calling Comedians During Corona. Our live shows got canceled, so we're planning to go viral instead.
We're setting out to flatten the curve and give you and ourselves some laughs each day by calling comedians from around the world.
Sometimes our moms might be on too.
Mom, we're recording a podcast.
We're available on all the podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other ones. Please subscribe, and you can watch the video version of this call on our YouTube channel, Short Attention Spa. Today is March 23rd, 2020, and this is episode 5.
Our guest today is one of North America's rising comedy stars. She's performed at Just for Laughs in Montreal, won the homegrown comedy competition at JFL 42 in Toronto. She was nominated for a Canadian Screen Award this year and has now moved to Los Angeles, where she continues her trajectory to stardom.
Let's give DJ Mausner a call. Oh, there's DJ.
Yeah, DJ.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Love your backgrounds. I haven't really used this much. How do I do that?
There is a green screen option.
The latest version. That's
Skip
fine.
past that.
Listen,
Try
right now,
clicking past that. And
I'm
let
actually
me do it anyway.
right now I'm in an aquarium for real, and this is a green screen to put me in an apartment. So
That's
tricking you the whole time. I'm underwater.
Wow, it looks so real.
Yeah, I'm pretty high tech over here, so that's
Cool.
it.
Well, thanks so much for
Are
joining,
you?
Gavin.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining
having
us.
me.
Are you in LA?
But no, I'm not in LA. I'm back in Toronto. I'm at my parents' place. I'm in the basement where all children go when they're visiting their parents.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
when did you leave Los Angeles?
I was supposed to come back to Toronto for the CSAs anyways. So I had at the Canadian Screen Awards, I was nominated along with Baroness Von Sketch for episode 1 of, I think season 3 or season 4. I forget.
Congrats.
And so I had thank you. I had tickets booked anyways. And then there was kind of last week, that whiff of like we were going to close the borders. So I switched my flight from what would have been Friday to the Monday, and I took a red eye in. So I've been in Toronto since last Monday, technically, self-isolating because I'm supposed to self-isolate for 2 weeks when you're coming in internationally.
Yeah. What's that been like? So you've been doing that then for about a week now? Yeah.
Exactly. It's not bad. I'm very lucky. I love my parents. They're great people. I'm their youngest of 4, so they're not like on me, like they've had my eldest sibling is wow, I can't even believe I'm not remembering this. I think 33.
Okay.
I don't want to overshoot, but yeah, so they done the whole thing with all 4 of us. That it's totally great being back. My parents are in the restaurant industry, so my dad is cooking. My mom and dad are cooking really great stuff, and my dog's here. And I haven't seen my dog. This is my first time I've been back to Canada since I moved to LA like 8 or 9 months ago. So I got to see my dog and all that.
Well, that's the silver lining.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's nice. What was the traveling like?
It wasn't bad. On the LA side of things, I would say there wasn't as many like warnings about like wash your hands, all that stuff. There was like an audio announcement as well as like sanitizer in many places. But on the Canada side, when I came in and went through customs, there was, I would say, probably more sanitizer stations and more like screens talking about COVID-19. And then when I went through customs, like one-on-one with a security guard or whatever, they asked if I had any symptoms, which I haven't had, and then gave me like a sheet, told me to self-isolate for 14 days and gave me like a sheet with just information about the virus. And then my sister was the one who picked me up, and because I'm staying with my folks and they're both, you know, in their 60s, I just didn't want to run the risk. So we wiped down my suitcase with wet wipes, my sister and I, before I came in, immediately put my clothes in the washing machine, and like I took a shower before even saying hello, just to be extra sure, extra vigilant, you know.
Yeah, well, those are the steps that we have to take. I mean, we're glad you're home and you're safe and you're with your dog. But how has it been for your comedy? Like, you know, are you working right now? I mean, have things shut down? Productions have shut down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still doing self-tapes. All auditions have moved to self-tape. They're not like, obviously there's no more in-person. I think my last in-person audition was like the week before I came back to Canada. So they were doing them pretty much up until, I think it was only like 3 or 4 days ago that California said we're on self-sheltering until April 19th. So about a week or two prior to that, they were still seeing people in casting offices. But yeah, so I've been doing self-tapes, and I just finished my second pilot, and so my manager's kind of sending that out to people, and I'm working on an outline for a feature now. And so, I mean, I have a day job. I work in an ice cream store during the day in LA out there. I'm not fully, I would say I was working more consistently in comedy in Canada, but to be fair, you know, I've only been out in LA less than a year. But that's like, obviously I'm not doing that since I'm out here now. So I haven't been able to just kind of have an open schedule to be fully dedicate to writing in a minute. So even though the circumstances are truly horrible, and it does feel weird, you know, going for a walk yesterday, like walking in the middle of the road, so I'm not kind of like in the way of families that are trying to walk by and keeping our distance and all that. That's strange, but it is also, you know, nice to have a full open schedule. And listen, I'm somebody who's like, as soon as I get into my house, I'm like immediately in my pajamas. So anything that allows me to be in my pajamas 24/7, I mean, like that's what this is. So
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Well, you're gonna stay in those for a long time, it sounds like.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
That's the main thing is,
Yeah.
now I was originally supposed to be back in LA after like a week, and now I'm going to be here for quite a while, which is kind of like, you know, my life feels so disrupted, but I mean, the reality is it's not like things are happening out in LA right now. Everybody is under lockdown. Everyone's kind of in that position.
Yeah, in the whole world.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing about it, is it feels like fear of missing out, but it's not like the world is going on without you, you know.
Exactly.
It's not like somebody else is getting those parts.
It's strange. I was talking to my friend who I'm on a team with at UCB, a mess hall team with. He's from Colombia, and we were doing a group call of our improv team, and he had just gotten off another group call of his friends from back home, and somewhere in Colombia, he's in LA, says that he has a friend in Paris, he has a friend in Boston, maybe another friend in New York, I can't remember. And he said it's bizarre that everybody that he's talking to, like everyone, regardless of the place they're in, are on a lockdown. Like they're, well, not lockdown, I guess that would be government sanctioned, but they're either isolated or self-isolating or self-quarantining. And being so international, you know, that's bizarre that it's like wherever you are in the world, everyone's kind of doing the same thing right now.
Yeah, the shared experience. Well, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing for fun. As you can see here, if I lean back.
Hey!
We got Qbert. So we were talking a little bit about video games.
And Yoshi! No, I'm just kidding.
It looks like Yoshi a little bit.
Koopa?
That's funny. Yeah, but are you like you do play video games, or is this like more video game time for you too a little bit, or what are you doing?
So when I was younger, I mean, I'm born in '94, but my siblings had a Nintendo 64, and of course, you know, I did that fair share of like, yeah, sure, you can play, and my remote's like not plugged into the system and shit like that because I was the youngest by many years. But I grew up playing as I got a little bit older, like Harvest Moon and Ken Griffey Jr. and Yoshi Island and Donkey Kong and Mario 64 and Smash Bros. All the kind of like semi-originals. Some originated obviously on NES and whatever NES, but it's been kind of interesting. I think I like dabbled in some GameCube stuff. Like I did Paper Mario, which was a really great game. And then of course during quarantine, I was like, you know what I should do? Spend money I don't have. And I got a Switch Lite, the one that doesn't plug into your TV. It's just because it's a little cheaper. And I got Animal Crossing, which I am deeply, deeply enjoying. I love it. Because, I mean, I loved Harvest Moon, and it's essentially Harvest Moon with just, like, an expansion pack attached to it, right? So I'm loving it.
Yeah,
okay.
my kids...
This is the one that people were putting themselves at risk. Well, people were lining up for this game just like on the weekend, or last week, was it?
Yeah, they were, which is stupid because you can buy it in the eShop. Like, you can buy it technically like online, you know, like you would download a movie from iTunes or something like that. Like you don't need, or Netflix or whatever, you don't need to, you don't need to go out. I mean, unless you don't have a credit card or you're like, credit card, it doesn't work in this region or something. But yeah, that's strange to me. I realized during this broadcast I'm touching my face a lot, and I just want you to know I have washed my hands.
Okay, good.
I keep doing that too. I'm trying to put my hands in my pockets here or something. That's why I keep going like this, by the way. Nothing else.
You're just everyone's sitting on their hands.
Yeah, that's right. And then you have to wash your seat afterwards.
Exactly. Or you can't put your face on your seat if you're going to sit on your hands.
That's right. So many rules. Right. It's like Simon Says, but not.
But you could die.
You could die, yeah. Extreme Simon Says.
Simon Says.
Yeah. Okay, what are you watching? Are there any, everybody is kind of changing what they're doing. We started this just because it's something to keep us busy every day and gives us a chance to chat with people and have a little bit of that, face-to-face communication. But is there anything that you've been watching or any of your friends doing anything cool that you want to shout out to?
Honestly, in regards to like mainstream TV, I've been pretty glued to my Switch. But TV things that I normally watch when I have like a lot of time or I'm like trying to process something, is I love to watch the full Twilight franchise as well as the full Lord of the Rings franchise. I don't know, but they're out in a forest. Maybe that's what's calming about it, some level of fantasy. But in regards to friends that I've been watching, my friend Jensen Titus, Jensen Titus Lavalley, but on Instagram it's at Jensen Titus, JENSONTITUS. Does a lot of solo character stuff that's so funny, and he has stuff from way back and continues to update. And then a friend that I'm on the UCB solo character sketch team in LA called Characters Welcome, and there's 2 teams of us, and a person on my team who's really funny and is still posting stuff her name's Manu, and her handle is at Manu social media account, MANU, and then social media account. And she's hilarious. She like speaks nonsense and it's so funny. She does like a video where she's Pitbull and she's like slapping raw chicken breasts around. It's so horrifying in the best way. So those are 2 friends that like always kind of help me to laugh despite being literally in a basement. If you could tell, those windows are like at the border of the driveway.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, those are
those are the people I've been watching.
All right. Well, cool.
They're not bars.
No, it's quite a basement. But I was going to say are there any characters that this whole situation has inspired for you, or any characters that you think that you're like, how would they react to being in isolation? Any fun stuff in that regard?
I mean, me and my friends on the solo character sketch team, Characters Welcome, have been intermittently sending each other videos, like front-facing iPhone videos, along the premise of, hey guys, quarantine days 6,045, and then just kind of improvising from there. None of us have really prepped anything. One thing that I like to do is I really love to incorporate just kind of spontaneous liquids into my sketch. So I did one where at the end I was like, guys, I'm feeling great. It's been a long road, and quarantine day 10,051. It's been hard, but I'm feeling good today. And then I took a sip from a mug and spewed blood everywhere, just stupid shit like that to kind of make each other laugh.
Yeah,
maybe a little insensitive, honestly, considering the death toll is ever rising, but kind of just a bit that keeps each other going, because we're so used to, doing several live shows a week and having no external attention is hard for comedians like us who are obsessed with attention. So
yeah.
Well, it's nice to get some feedback.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Gavin and I were talking about that. It's now we're here, we're sitting, we're talking to people, we're laughing about it, because it hasn't really hit. I haven't had anybody yet who's been sick or who's died who I know personally. But as this develops, thank God. Although my cousin in Paris apparently has tested positive. She's at home self-isolating and seems like she's doing okay.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. Good.
Yeah, but the nature of everything is changing, and I think the kind of jokes that we can make or will make are going to change as well, and I'm not sure how it's all going to play out, but it is something as a comedian that I'm thinking about. It's like what we say now, in 4 weeks watching it back, is it going to feel different?
Yeah, totally. I can't wait to hear that blood spewing joke in 2 months from now, when half the population is dead, and so am I.
Oh God. Well, hopefully not. And we appreciate we've had a few minutes with you alive here.
Yeah. So, we'll do a follow-up 2 months from now with my dead corpse on my parents' sort of weekend at Bernie's me.
Okay, well, we look forward to meeting your parents.
If we do it that way, we do it that way. But we would love to check back in on you in a little while and see how you're doing. So thanks for being with us. And actually, before we say goodbye for now, do you want to plug your own account or anything else online that people can check out?
Yeah,
Baroness
sure.
Von Sketch.
Yeah, you should check out Baroness Von Sketch. It's streaming for free, I believe, on CBC Gem. I've written for the last 2 seasons, so whatever the 2. Or the most recent season, and then the one they're making right now, obviously you can't see yet. And I'm on all social media accounts as at DJ Mausner, DJ Mausner, or on Twitter 1-800-FIGHT-ME. You can find me through either of those, and I post stupid shit all the time, so come check it out.
Well, that's what we love, and thank you so much, DJ, for joining us. Stay well.
You too.
Health is wealth is what I'm saying now,
Amen. Be well too.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks,
we'll
DJ.
Talk to you again. Bye, DJ.
Take care. We love you.
Bye.
We're Short Attention Spa, and we'll be here calling comedians every day if it's the last thing we do. And it might be.
Thanks so much for listening. Be kind to each other and wash your hands. See you tomorrow.
Bye.